Hello, Henrik. I thought I might find you here. What are you doing?
I'm looking into the future. Would you care to join me?
I'd love to.
Give me your hand. Do you trust me?
I trust.
Then close your eyes.
Okay.
Let go.
Henrik! We're flying! We're flying into the future!
Open your eyes.
Watch out! Iceberg! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the IBIA annual dinner. Here we are in 2020, and unlike the Titanic, we are still afloat. When the global maritime industry looked ahead to the huge sulfur limit reduction coming into force at the start of this year, doom and gloom often prevailed about what a disaster IMO 2020 would be. At IBIA, we worked relentlessly during 2019 to help the industry navigate safely through this monumental challenge and steer clear of the icebergs. We contributed to the IMO's comprehensive set of guidelines and regulations to ensure consistent implementation of the 0.5 sulfur limit. We cooperated with a range of partners on conferences, webinars and publications to provide stakeholders across the marine fuels and shipping industries with a better understanding of IMO 2020 challenges and tools to manage them. Preparation is key, and IBIA's core message since late 2018 was for all stakeholders to plan, prepare and practice for the transition to IMO 2020. We must of course remain alert. There are still icebergs in the sea, but we know about them, and that will help us mitigate the risks. As an industry, we deserve huge congratulations because preparations and a can-do attitude have paid off, and that is a cause for celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, it is such a privilege for IBIA to host you all here this evening for our 26th annual dinner. We are proud to uphold this fine tradition which reflects one of IBIA's core values, which is to create a platform for all bunker industry stakeholders to come together and get to know and understand each other better. We are, as always, grateful to everyone that makes this event possible, and I would like to extend my sincere thanks to my hard-working colleagues in the IBIA Secretariat for bringing it all together, to the IBIA Board for your support, and to all of our members and guests who have come here tonight from all over the world. And now, I would like to give a special thanks to the sponsors of tonight's event. We truly value your support. Dear honoured guests, 2020 is still in its early days and we may feel that we have enough on our plates, but let us not forget, IMO 2020 is part of a journey toward cleaner and more environmentally friendly shipping. It is a very, very significant step, but even bigger challenges lie ahead of us to ensure shipping can continue to serve global trade while minimising its negative impact on the ecosystems that sustain us all. It is a hope of mine and many of IBIA's members that IMO 2020 will be a catalyst for positive change within the bunker industry as we face increasing demands and complexity with regards to managing the cost, quality and environmental impact of fuel. I am certain that everyone in this room agree that we must continue to work toward a cleaner industry in every sense of that word. The past year was dominated by preparing for IMO 2020, and I am ever so grateful to our current chairman, Mr. Michael Green, for his unstinting support during this demanding period. For those of you that attended the IBIA annual dinner last year, you may remember our call for our industry to be a force for good. Looking to the future, we want to build solid, foundations for improving our industry. The incoming chairman of IBIA has a clear vision for how to drive this forward. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Henrik Cederkoff to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
As an industry, we have just passed a monumental iceberg, and we find ourselves in calmer waters and can look back at a long voyage towards the 2020 shift, in which we as an industry have proved that together we can overcome even the biggest of challenges. But what is to come after 2020? And what are the areas that IBIA will be focusing on for the future? The board of IBIA have together set 3 visions that IBIA will be focusing on after 2020 shift. And we will use the momentum and the increased collaboration across the industry to take IBIA and our beloved industry to the next level. The first area of focus is the development of IBIA as an organization. In 2020, we will start the transformation to make IBIA truly international by introducing and implementing a new board structure that will consist of 5 regional boards and 1 global board. Each of the regional boards will be empowered and work with a local mandate to act and manage IBIA's and the members' interest locally. More details will follow on this later. Secondly, we have seen the Port of Singapore taking the lead on implementing a bunker licensing scheme and mandatory mass flow meters. Now, the ports and IRA have announced their ambition to follow their lead. IBIA has an ambition of uniting the 10 most strategic bunker areas in the world under a similar bunker licensing scheme, including mass flow meters. And that work has already begun. Last but not least, we will actively from IBIA be starting working with our partners in and around the industry towards the IMO's 2050 ambition to reduce greenhouse gases by at least 50%. Why wait for others to decide? Let's instead from IBIA get into the game and proactively work towards the 2050 deadline. And let's find ways to reduce the environmental footprint that we leave behind for the future generations. So, in short, the area of focus are the IBIA organization to become truly international. Push for the bunker licensing scheme in the 10 most strategic ports worldwide. And actively work to reduce the environmental footprint of our bunker industry. Some of you might have thought that the 1st of January 2020 will mean more plain sailing. But the reality is we have just only begun looking ahead. From IBIA, we want to continue to guide and influence our industry towards the future. Finally, I want to extend my sincere thank you to the excellent secretary of IBIA and to my fellow board members. With all of your contributions, IBIA would today not stand as strong and ready for the future as we do. Thank you.
Dear guests, we hope you are all enjoying your evening so far in the company of good friends, both new and old. Sadly, some of them cannot be here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, for the ones who are missing here tonight, please stand up and raise your glasses for a traditional toast to absent friends.
To absent friends. Ladies and gentlemen, in the wake of our Titanic tale, we wish you all a wonderful evening, free from iceberg and other dramas. Let's raise our glasses again to celebrate our achievements so far and for the future. To 2020 and beyond.